Hello and welcome back to another How to Bloke. It's Sunday again. A cooking time for me normally, but this evening I've got the evening off. Yeah, my wife's doing it, so that's good.
Yeah.
Right, today we're going to attack some vol au vents. These are vol au vents here. These ones are pre-cooked ones. You can buy them in a supermarket. I was amazed. I haven't bought these for a while. I was amazed how expensive they are.
Yeah.
I mean, these should be really cheap, but for the same price as these, you could buy a kilo of beef mince. Right. So these are big, quite big vol au vents. You can get them bigger than that, but we're going to do a main course vol au vent today. The little canapé vol au vents I'm going to do another time, perhaps when it gets a bit colder, and in the autumn time I'm going to do that with some cold fillings. But today's going to be hot fillings. So what you would do is you make your hot filling. Basically, I'll just explain. You get your hot filling. You put them in here like that, and you put a hat on like that, and you serve it with salad, or usually a salad or something. So that's what you do. You could serve them with what you like, but salad goes well. So we're going to attack this. There are two flavours today. We're going to do mushroom and bacon and mushroom, and we're going to do chicken curry. Now the objective here is to keep we're not going to use any young onion today. You could use a little bit of a shallot, but keep out the onions, because what we want is intense flavour in here. We don't want a wishy-washy flavour. We want an intense flavour. So we're going to use some garlic, we're going to use a little bit of corn flour, we're going to use some chicken obviously, we're going to use some of these lardons, what we call it, pancetta. If you haven't got any of this, then get some streaky bacon, smoked bacon, just cut it up. So we're going to use that, and we're going to use some frozen mushrooms. Now what you have to remember with frozen mushrooms is that they are full of water. Full of water they are, and if they're full of water, they tend to get the full flavour out of them. You've got to get them rid of the water. I should have got these out before, I'm sorry. There we are. Oh, you can put fresh mushrooms, of course you can. But I haven't got any fresh mushrooms, and they're quite expensive in the shops right now, mushrooms. So we're going to use some of these. Now these are minced up champignons de Paris, but they can be any old mushroom, doesn't really matter. So we're going to go in with some mushrooms here, and we're going to get this pan up high. And you think, oh, that's a lot of mushrooms. It won't be. It won't be, because you'll see what happens to them. So that should be enough. And if you cook too many, well, no problem there, because you can have them on a piece of toast. Mushrooms on toast, lovely jubbly. So, now the bacon we won't put in just yet. With these mushrooms, just put a little bit of olive oil in there and cook it. That's it, keep the pan up hot. You want something to stir it with, which is and this is a non-stick coating, so you can't use metal in here, it's got to be wood or plastic. There we go. So let them carry on like that. This pan here, I just thought I'd mention this to you. This pan here, just put it on warm. But there's a little screw. This pan is got a wobbly handle. Can you see that? Well, you might be on there's a screw in there. If you can, or somebody else can tighten that up, you'll get your handle firm again. So just a little tip on that. So in here we're going to go in with some. In this one we're going to go in with some chicken. And I'll get my trusty knife here and move the thing over here. We're going to go in with chicken. How much chicken? You don't really need a lot. So for say 3 of those, you probably need a chicken breast and a half, maybe. That's all you need. Or that's one. Well, that's two there, but 2 small ones. just to make sure you haven't got any bones or anything like that that has. You can always cut this bit if you don't like this bit of it. Just cut that out. If you don't want to handle chicken with your hands, you don't have to. Use a fork. Look, you can pin it down a bit easier. So we're going to cut these into small pieces. Why? Because the place where we got to want to put them in the end is going to be a small place. So you don't want a big piece like this hanging out over the vol au vent, because it will look silly. So small pieces like that. Okay, small pieces like that. I probably need another one actually, so I'll get this going on the present moment. Another small one like that, and so that's the size we want it.
Like in little cubes.
Yeah? Little cubes, yeah. Doesn't have to be neatly cut, just small, like that. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put this in there, but before we're going to put it in, we'll put a little bit of water in there, a little bit of olive oil again, like that, a little bit of water, just a smidgen of water, like that. Because we're going to add some curry powder to that, and we don't want it to be sticking to the pan. So we're going to go in with this chicken. So, now a thing about chicken, health and safety, I don't know about that. Health and safety, don't cut meat on a wooden board like this. It's not good. Always use a board that you can stick in a dishwasher, get it really hot. Especially because what happens is that the wood soaks up whatever meat that you're making. So you might think, oh, it's clean, but it's not. You've got to literally, this is like a butcher's block. You've got to sand it and clean it, scrape it. So don't bother with all that. Get yourself some plastic chopping boards like this. And the other thing, you can go further and say, right, okay, I've got myself some plastic chopping boards, but get them of a different colour, so you know that the red one is for meat, and the white one or the green one is for vegetables. So you can test that out. Because I'm sure that if you analyse this under a microscope, you'd see pieces of meat inside the. I don't know. That's what we do here. Is we make sure we don't use the wood for meat, and keep an eye on the what plastic one you're using, and dishwash it rather than if you've got a dishwasher. Anyway, go back to here. So these are our mushrooms here. Now I haven't added any water to that. You'll notice. Look how much water's in there. Look, see what I was telling you about that water? Look. So you've got to get rid of that water as much as you can. So that's that. Now we're going to use a different spatula for this. This one. Okay, wet till the chicken's kind of like all kind of white all over. And then we're going to add some garlic to this chicken. You can add garlic to both of them really, if you wanted, but yeah, you can have too much of garlic, I suppose. But
I like garlic.
This family loves garlic.
I'd put garlic in my cereal if I could.
Yeah. Trying to make me make garlic ice cream. I'll draw the line at that. Right, so a little bit of pepper in there. Keep the ring on hot. A little bit of pepper in there. Like that. We're looking for flavour here. Concentrated flavour. Concentrated flavour. See, look at that, look at all that water, and you've got to get rid of that. Now, we're going to go in with the lardons now. Bacon bits. I'll show you what they look like. There they are, look, like that. See these pieces here? That's fat in them there, see? The white bit. Don't worry about that. This all adds to the flavour. Don't cut that out. otherwise it wouldn't taste of anything at all really. And these are smoked ones. I find they give a better flavour than the ordinary ones. But if you haven't got this, get some streaky bacon or any old sort of bacon you do. Cut it into small pieces like that, and away you go. Right, you can add some pepper to that as well. You don't want to add any salt to this because there's salt in the bacon. If you look on the packet, in fact, I'll look on the packet now, just to prove a point. Look on the packet now, and yeah, it's got salt in it. So don't add any in. You can, if you add it in, you can't take it out. So try it first and then add it. So there we are. So this is basically what we're going to do here. This is that's the bacon and the mushroom, and this will be the curry chicken one. So now I'm going to go in with some curry powder in here. Just how much curry powder? Oh, I forgot I have to measure these things a little bit for you guys. I'm not cooking for myself. You kind of get to, if you do this a few times, you know how much curry powder you need. So,
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons, I think. 2 1/3. Now, we're going to do this. Now we're going to add some flour in here later on, just to give it the sauce a little bit of a thicken the sauce up a little bit. You don't want to put it in like that.
Did you put salt? Did you want to put salt in that one?
Have I already? Did I put salt in? I didn't. Okay, let's put some salt in like that. The curry powder you put in here,
sometimes it has salt, doesn't it?
It does, but not much. But choose which curry powder you want. I would suggest you start with a medium one, and yeah, and do that. Right, we're going to come back on. This is cooking. Have a look at this, Camberlazy. This is how long it's taken. To you, it's just a microsecond, but for me, it's been about a good 10 minutes to get rid of all that water in there, and cook this, render this, these mushrooms and bacon down. So it will take a while. Now, I've also been bullied into putting some sultanas into this chicken mixture here.
I love sultanas.
Because the lady loves, not the lady loves that chocolate that we all think about, but the lady loves sultanas. Personally, I like that lady because sultanas are cheaper than chocolate.
Very good.
And so she's going to get sultanas for her birthday. So, this is kind of like the chicken thing. You don't want to overcook this, it goes hard as an, you don't like, that tastes turn into nuts, the hard as nuts. So just coat it with the curry powder and just simmer it. You don't want to cook it for too long because it just go hard and rubbery. Eating a rubber, you get school rubber. Imagine chewing that. That's what it's be like. So we're going to keep the liquid now in here. This is because can't eat gluten. Ordinarily, I'd use ordinary flour, but as I can't eat gluten, this is corn flour, and we're going to make up a little bit of a roux with this to thicken the sauce, if you like. And before we do that, we're going to go in here with a little bit of cream, just for these this bacon and mushroom jobby here. Just a bit of cream in there like that. Don't need to do it with this one, just the bacon and mushroom because it's also we can go in with a little bit of garlic powder. Now we didn't put garlic in here, but we did it with this one, the chicken one. So we're going to go with a little bit of garlic powder in them. As I say, it's all about getting flavour, concentrated flavour, as much as you can without going crazy and being here till tomorrow trying to get the flavour. Okay, salad herbs, they're my old favourite salad herbs. Put them in my cornflakes, everything. Oh, I'm joking. These are freeze-dried salad herbs. You know, they're all the soft salad herbs like chives and parsley and stuff. So we're going to bung a few of those in. Never put it over like that because you're going to get the steam going there and it'll ruin it. So always put it in your hand first like that.
That's a good tip.
And just whack it in there like that. So that's more flavour. Now, more flavour you could add. You could add some liquid seasoning. You know the old liquid seasoning, you probably recognise this bottle, look. You recognise that one, don't you? You could put some of that in there as well. Not too much, otherwise you
you're going to go with 2. But what I've shown you here, there should be enough flavour in this. There's bacon, there's mushrooms, there's smoked bacon, there's mushrooms. It's looking good as is. Hey, you could certainly eat it like that. You could eat it now if you wanted. But we're gonna make it a little bit different. So we've got to go back to this corn flour. Right, we need to put this ring on a little bit. I've turned it off because it was all cooked. So we need to get some water in there. We're going to use some cold water. Now you can't plonk the whole water. You have to mix it gradually when you put the water in there. You can't just plonk it in. Okay, you can't fill it up like just a little bit at a time. So a little bit like that, and a bit more. So it's like that much. There's a teaspoon of maizena in there, corn flour in there. So now why are we using this? Well, because we want to get this mixture firmed up.
Like a sauce as well.
No, a sauce, like a sauce. So we're going to put a little bit in there, and we're going to put a little bit in there. We probably need some more of this, but we'll give it a go like this for the moment. And we're going to cook the sauce now. So that maizena, I keep calling it by its trade name. The corn flour heats up a bit and causes the sauce to, the whole thing to thicken. And you can do the same thing with the flour. You need to make sure that the flour is cooked through because it's...
You don't want to taste raw flour.
No, it's horrible raw flour. Right, that's getting thick now. Look, you can see that. It's sticking on the end of the thing there. See that? Just put a little bit more water in.
It looks creamy.
This is the only bit you've got to pay attention to, really. The rest you can bang it in because you need... Sorry. This, no, I was apologising to the viewers, but this sauce, this frying pan bows out like that. When you heat it up, it's flat. When it's cold, it's flat. And when you heat it, it develops a thing in the bottom there, which is weird.
That looks lovely.
No, you can't smell that, but I can. Can you smell that, camera lady?
Yes.
Right, so we'll put a little bit more in there like that.
Just that bit on a bit of toast on that as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
On a pasta. Do pasta, don't you?
Yeah, you can put it in pasta. I mean, I'd run creme fraiche through it rather than this. And if you cook creme fraiche, here's the thing. If you cook creme fraiche long enough, it just turns into water. So you can really only do it at the last stages. But anyway, that's a different recipe. Let's go back to this one. Right, now that's ready to go on. So we can just turn that off and put it on low. Now we're going to do the same to this one. I might need a bit more. In fact, I will need a bit more corn flour in there. So we do it the same again. 1 teaspoon, a head teaspoon in there. Mix up a little bit of water to start with. Little bit of water, and then increase the water. Increase the water until you've got about half a cup. Now you can go in with that. So you can use corn flour with this or ordinary flour. You can't use creme fraiche because you're going to warm this up. And if you use creme fraiche, the chance of it all sinking is higher. So you just use a little bit of flour. You don't use a lot, just a bit. Right, you see how thick that is? Look, it's coming off the spoon like that. That's just how you want it. So just a little bit more water in there to cook the mixture through. So you don't want to eat raw flour. It's not very good. So let's have a look at this mushroom one again. Oh, that looks perfect. That looks perfect there. I'm just going to put a little bit more water with that. Because it wants to be liquidy enough so you can get it into the vol au vent rather than have to force it in with a spoon. It's got to kind of plop in there. When it cools down a little bit, it's going to solidify anyway. So, anyway, going back to the chicken one here.
That looks lovely. It smells amazing.
In fact, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Put a little bit of cream in this one as well. So, give it a little bit of a texture there. You don't have to, but there we are. Such as cooking and stuff. Look at that. You can eat that straight away. You could eat that off of.
You put it on a baked potato.
Put it on a baked potato. Yeah, you could.
So many things. Isn't it?
Oh, I'm salivating. Just had my lunch, you know, avocado and stuff, and I'm here, my salivating. Okay, look, there's the thickness of the sauce. Okay, look, that's how I think it's got to be. Right, so off with the thingy bobs. So now we've got to wrestle with these things. So let's take 2 over here. Now I'll take 4. How much mixture we got? We've probably got enough for all these 6. Well, just do 4. How about that? So we need 2 spoons. We need 2 spoons. And we need. Oh, we can manage with 1 spoon. I haven't got the rest of gone. Okay, now these ones, the lid is in the bottom there, so you've got to be careful here. You've got to put your hand on the bottom there, palm on the bottom like that. Get hold of it and just go round with a teaspoon, like that, all the way around, and then scoop off the lid. It's only a little lid, and everyone that manufacture these is different. The little one, you just have to stick it on there. It's nice. That's how thick it is. Some of them, the lids are separate, which is a bonus. But we're just gonna go through here. The same thing. Make sure it doesn't poke out the bottom. Don't go too deep, because otherwise you go through the bottom of the vol au vent there. Same thing with this one. Well, you don't have to have the tops. You can just fill it up if you want to, but having the little tops is pretty. Now I just went a bit too firm there, and I went through it there. See? Don't worry about that. It's not a big problem. Again with this one. But you see, if you take the tops off, you've got more room inside for the mixer. That's the thing. Okay. Okay, so I'm a bit messy here. I wouldn't win any awards for making pretty food, that's for sure. Okay, so we're going to go with the mushroom one first. So that's how thick it is. Look, I'll show you. Okay. So we're going to go in with this, and we're going to go with this spoon here. We're going to go in here. Just like that.
That looks so good.
Okay. As I say, food styling is not my forte.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And taste is, but styling is not. So another mushroom one. Another mushroom one.
Would you put cheese in it if you want? I'm just greedy now. If you want to make a cheesy topping.
You could, yeah. You could, yeah.
Anything.
I did a video on my. If viewers want to look it up, I did it on my. What is it called? Cheese on toast recipe. My gourmet cheese. Now you can put that mixture in there, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Now you don't want to overload it too much.
That looks so pretty.
Now if you had a fresh mushroom, you could just cut it and put it on top there, a thin slice, to put it on top. But I don't have any. I've only got frozen ones. So I'm tempted to overload it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to resist. So there we have. There's the mushroom one. And we're going to do the curry one. Right, here's the sauce. Look. That's how thick That's how thick the sauce is. Okay, you don't need any runny of that. That's kind of like perfect, really. So, where's my spoon? Okay, right. So we're going to go in with this mixture here. Now, remember I told you about getting the chicken, cutting the chicken smaller. You've got to, otherwise you're not going to get it in the vol au vent. Especially when it comes to doing. If you did, for example, Canapé ones, you'd have to blitz the chicken up because they're only bite size. They're difficult to fill, and if you keep the chicken in big pieces. But when I do the small ones, keep a look out for that video. I'm going to do it sometime in autumn, or some of you guys call it the fall.
Good for Christmas, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So you can practice before Christmas, before you have the folks round or whatever. And you can say, yeah, I was following this YouTube channel bloke, yeah. What's his name? How to Bloke. Yeah, that bloke. How to Bloke. That's how you remember it, you see. Anyway, Let's have a look at this. I've got enough mixture left for
2
more, I think. Okay then, so you think, well, okay, what are you going to do now? You pick them up and eat them? Well, you could, but you want these things to be. You don't have to put the tops on; just putting them on like that. You want to. This pastry is already cooked. You don't need to cook it anymore. This puff pastry. But you need to warm them up, and you're thinking, well, how long do I need to warm up for? I would say 10 minutes or 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes on a hot oven. So I'm going to put it on my oven. I'm going to turn my oven up to medium, so kind of halfway between hot and cold. And I'm going to put it in for 7 minutes. Yeah.
Because the oven's quite powerful now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Since I've changed the element, it tends to burn everything. 7 minutes I'm going to put it in for, and then you can see them as they come out, and we'll sample. So here we go. And what that does, it warms through the pastry. It gets the pastry the same temperature as the mixture, so it all kind of melts in your mouth. And whilst we're gone, I'm just going to do these other two. Right, we're back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is the plate that's been in the oven. I'm not going to touch it with my hands. And right now we're going to sample. Now these ones, they've got that. They've got their hats on. Well, you don't have to have hats. Hats can come off, especially if you're indoors. Get it? So we're going to sample these, and we need volunteers to sample them, and we have 2 volunteers.
I'm a volunteer.
Okay, thank you, volunteers. So we're back. Now all we want with these things is to warm them up, so you feel they go turn a little bit of colour, turn a little bit to biscuity brown. You just want them warm, not hot. You don't have to cook them; they're already cooked. So we're going to sample now. So.
And you say sample. We've got a couple of volunteers.
And we're going to sample.
You say volunteers for food. An army turns up.
There's no shortage of volunteers for food. Right. So to be elegant about this, we're going to take the hat off, okay? And we're going to cut. Maybe we should get some plates here, because these are not bite-sized pieces. They're main course pieces, if you like. So we're going to go through here like that, and that's what you got inside. Okay. So we'll do the other one like that. So there's no elegant way of eating these things. You can try and eat them elegantly. You can try and fit one out in your mouth, but I don't suggest you do. So we're going to give this one to you and this one to you.
Messy buckets.
And you can let me know what you think. If it's no good, say it's no good. If it's good, then
That's really good. Sauce is nice and creamy. It's rich with the nice bacon.
So is that make again or don't make again?
Definitely make it good.
Oh, right.
That's very good.
Very good.
And you've just had lunch. Can I see your plate? All the lovely bacon in there, isn't it?
And the mushrooms.
Can't believe you just spit it all down your mouth. So it's approved.
Well, the bacon and mushroom is, yeah.
And you still got to taste the chicken one.
You've got to taste the chicken one. Right. Okay, here comes the chicken one. Put your plates back. So we're going to take the hat
You
off.
don't have to eat all of it yet. Probably I know you've just eaten some.
So we're going to go in with another 2 plates.
I'll taste that.
And we're going to do the same to this one. This one's cooked.
Is that curry?
So look, there we are. That was a bit firmer. Okay. Not that you're going to do this, but I just wanted to show you what's inside it. So now you need.
I've got got a fork, love.
A fork and a fork. That's it, go. Go for it. Tell me what you think at the moment. Tell me which one is best.
Your favourite.
It's hard to decide because these are both really good.
And they're not being paid. Are you being paid to say that?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Which
Why
is your
not?
favourite?
I like the mushroom one better.
Both, I think both are really good.
This is really good as well. I just like the other one better.
Yeah.
So there you go. The mixtures I made there, you can see, has made 6 vol-au-vents, or filled 6 vol-au-vents.
Stick the hats like that.
So there you go. You've got a bit left over. Chef Bridge, and you can eat it with a spoon, like this. Very good.
They're both delicious.
So, excuse me. So there we have it. It's my vol-au-vents, main course vol-au-vents. They are. How many should you have per person? Between 1 or 2. 2 if you're a big. You like these things. Who doesn't like them? The secret is in keeping the mixture full of flavour and keeping it. You'll flavour it more than you would do normally, and something like curry or whatever. Keep the mixture dry, and don't forget when you put it in the oven. You don't forget before you put it in here. All the ingredients have got to be cooked already, enough to eat. All you're doing is putting them in the vol-au-vents and heating the whole thing up. And the vol-au-vents, they don't have to be cooked. These ones, these are already cooked. So you just need to warm them up so that the thing is warm, like you put rolls in the oven to heat them up, same sort of thing. What do we serve that with? Cool. Coleslaw, baked potato, maybe. Potato salad, cucumber salad, maybe. You don't want anything to seep into these, into the sides of these vol-au-vents because it makes them all soggy and horrible. You keep them nice and crispy like that. Anyway, there we have it. Another how to bloke recipe. Easy, innit? If it wasn't easy, I wouldn't do it. All this complicated fancy food now, not for me. Some more videos up here, some more recipes up here, some quick tips up here, some tips about engines and stuff down on the bottom left hand side. And if you want to subscribe, just click the How to Bloke logo. And until next time.